Hello everyone, your voice here and welcome to our channel Sansevieria 101. So for this episode, we're going to feature another inflorescence or flower bloom coming from a cultivar of the Sansevieria species that are known as ballyi species, and this is said to be one of the first pale green clones or a cultivated type of species of ballyi. And what I'm showing you right now is the early stages of inflorescence wherein I have managed to capture the early growth of the flower spike, wherein it looks like a crab pincer. Then after a few days, like what you see on this picture, another face would come out of the budding bract or the pincer-like form, wherein it looks like a corn cob, and then it will keep on growing in length until such time that you will be able to see that the flower tubes will start to take form. The picture that I'm showing right now, the flower tubes are already visible, but can be barely noticed since they are still in a compact state. And then on a daily basis they will start to grow apart from each other like what I'm showing you, and then that would make the appearance of the flower tubes clearer than when they were compact. So on this stage the flower stalk is still growing in length. By the way, the type of bloom is still a clustered raceme or a simple spike inflorescence. That's the definition of raceme inflorescence. And then I have measured the stalk to be at 10 to 11 inches. Right now it's still growing in height, and then the flower tubes are still growing apart from each other, and then the clusters will become clearer. By the way, I've counted the flower per cluster of the inflorescence, and they really match what you can see on the normal ballyi species inflorescence or flower bloom. For everyone who's interested, you can just check back the video of my ballyi species. I have placed them in a playlist, and the first video that I have featured a ballyi species I have recorded in inflorescence, so you can compare what you see here, which is very ballyi like transformation. And later on we'll discuss more about inflorescence. Right now the pictures that are showing are already the blooming stages we're in. Some of the flower tubes are already opening up, and this is a close-up of how they look like. And like I mentioned, it's very ballyi like in appearance. So my conclusion would be they are really ballyi cultivars, but later on we'll discuss more about the controversy with regards to Sansevieria ballyi Tom Grumbley. So please stay tuned. Alright folks, so this is the second part of the content where we will be discussing more about the inflorescence or flower bloom of this controversial Sansevieria. We will be also tackling down, and then we will record the characteristics that we will observe while discussing this particular Sansevieria. And this Sansevieria, like listed on the left hand corner, is published as a cultivar, and you can find reference about it in the ISS Journal. It's one of the oldest pale green Sansevieria that appeared in the collection of Sansevieria or in the world of Sansevieria. So it was published in the first issue of Sansevieria, year 2001, and you can find it in page 9. So like I mentioned, it is the first Sansevieria that appeared as a, perhaps it's safe to call it a clone. Uh, it's from a species, and as we look at it, it resembles the ballyi species of Sansevieria, and as published, that is the species where it came from. So as of the current, there are Sansevieria species that also appeared as a silver clone. Namely, there are now Cylindricals that are silver clones, or perhaps pale green clones of the original Sansevierias that were found in the wild. So for Cylindricals, you would see that on the leaves they have bandings on them, and then there are darker color of green. They're patterned, but right now you can find Cylindricals that are in full pale green color. So that means that there are no bandings on it. There are no darker markings on it, but just pale green like what I'm showing you right now. So there are Cylindricals that already appeared in the world of Sansevierias, as well as dark green clones. So what I'm saying is, instead of the light or the pale green color, which is this one, what happened is that majority of the leaf, or almost all of the leaves, become very dark. So instead of pale green, a dark green clone appeared as well for Cylindricals. So this is a perfect example of mutations that can come out of original species. They can produce pale green clones like what I'm showing you right now. They can produce dark green clones like the one that I mentioned with the Cylindrical species. So what I'm showing right now is the first pale green clone that appeared from the ballyi species. So like I mentioned, it's a controversial Sansevieria because some experts believe that this is a hybrid and this is not a cultivar that came from an original species. But I would think that from what I'm showing you right now, that's perfectly a ballyi inflorescence. So I'll give you a closer look. The flowers per cluster on it is the same as the ballyi species. In fact, I have ballyi species that I have already featured on the channel, ballyi species that already bloomed, already recorded. You can check the channel if you're interested. Just type on the search tab for the channel itself. Don't type on YouTube's search tab, because that will bring you out of the topic. Use the search tab of the channel itself if you're using a desktop. If you're using a mobile phone to view the channel, that's kind of harder because I don't know where exactly is the search tab for the channel itself, and it's harder for me to navigate through the mobile phone. But what I'm saying is that I have already recorded inflorescence coming from ballyi species, and what I'm seeing right now is just the same as what I have presented in the past for the inflorescence for ballyi species. So for me, in my observation, I would say that ballyi Tom Grumbley is a cultivar of the ballyi species. So there are also instances wherein your ballyi Tom Grumbley has grown so large. In fact, it has stacked in form. So it's a very healthy plant. It will show you a denser inflorescence compared to what I'm showing you right now, because the size of what I'm showing you right now is the size of normal ballyi, but ballyi can grow bigger. They can grow into stacking form. I think it's a type of mutation wherein they become larger. They become stacking, so they keep on stacking up, becoming taller, and ballyi Tom Grumbley actually can do that. I have seen other collectors having ballyi Tom Grumbley grow into stacking form, and then their inflorescence is denser than what I'm showing you right now. So the inflorescence sometimes is a reflection of how healthy or how robust the plant can be. So for normal sizes of ballyi, this is the normal inflorescence. For larger ballyi species, ballyi that have stacked up, they can give you a much denser inflorescence. That's according to my observation and study. So if you don't agree, I can't force you to, but what I'm saying is what I'm showing you right now is the exact inflorescence of the ballyi species. Therefore, I conclude that ballyi Tom Grumbley, which is the one that I'm featuring to you right now, is, I would say, a true cultivar of the ballyi species of Sansevieria. So also, there are some information wherein Sansevieria ballyi Tom Grumbley was submitted by Len Newton. In fact, he gave a collection number for it. It's under the collection number of Newton 4440. That's 3 4s and a 0. So Newton 4440 is the collection number for ballyi Tom Grumbley, and it is him who submitted it. The first sample was submitted to Kew Garden, and then perhaps it ended up with Tom Grumbley's nursery. That is why it was this cultivar was named after him. So this plant, if you're wondering, it indirectly came from Alan Butler's Brookside Nursery, and originally he got it from Kew Garden or Kew Botanical. So it's one of perhaps the offset, or in human terms, a grandson or grandchild of the one that was submitted to Kew Botanicals or Kew Garden. So aside from that, folks, I don't think I have anything to add as for history with regards to that. If you really want to read about it, then I have already given you a reference. It's found in the ISS Journal. It's one of the first published cultivars that is a pale green clone of a Sansevieria species. It's in issue Sansevieria issue number 1, published year 2001, page 9. So that is where you can find more information about Sansevieria ballyi Tom Grumbley. So going back, we're going to check out the characteristics. So I'm checking out for the leaf texture. It's very rough. The leaf form is almost cylindrical, but it has a leaf canal, and then the tip of the leaf is very sharp, and then there is no pattern, although I have seen other specimen that has a minimum pattern, but still very much a pale green clone. Mine is really pale green clone, and then you can see some longitudinal lines on it that are very thin. There are other specimens that still have little bandings on them, but that is very minimal. Aside from that, I have nothing to add. The form itself is really ballyi in form. So other specimens, like I mentioned, can grow into stacking forms. That means they will keep on growing leaves on top until they become towering in size. That is normal for ballyi. There are ballyis that can do that. There are ballyis that stay this size. Aside from that, I have nothing to add. Next up, we will be measuring the statistics of the inflorescence or the flower bloom. So first, the easiest that I can do is measure the flower tube, and then I don't have to move it because it's already set. It's 2.27.8. That's the one on top. The ones on the bottom part also 27.8, and then there are smaller ones on top which are reduced to 16.9 millimeters. So that is the measure of the flower tubes that can be found on the on ballyi Tom Grumbley. Flowers per cluster, I would say, still the same as what I've recorded with the previous ballyi species that I have already featured or recorded. The maximum flowers in the cluster that I see on here is 3, and then on top there's just 1 flower in a cluster. On the ballyi, I think there can be 2 to 3, and then on the topmost portion just 1 flower and a cluster. So pretty much very the same. And for the height of the inflorescence, this is normal for me. I remember that the previous one, ballyi species, so it's ending up at 10 inches for the total height of the inflorescence of flower bloom. So aside from that, folks, I don't think I have anything to add. I will keep on observing my specimen of Sansevieria ballyi Tom Grumbley, and if you have any questions or suggestions, just feel free to leave a comment below. And then if you like what I have presented, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. So thank you for watching, and you all have a great day.